Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we have some very, very big news coming out of the LCS. I am so excited that the offseason is pretty much here. Like, yes, we still have Worlds right around the corner and stuff heats up, especially as we get closer and closer to Worlds, but then right after Worlds. But right now, you got to think that every team that isn't going to Worlds, and even some of the teams that are at Worlds, they're already thinking ahead to next year. They're already starting to think about their offseason moves. And last night on Hotline League, we got a very, very spicy prediction from Travis Gafford. And if you're a longtime watcher of this channel or fan of me or even fan of Travis, you will know that these predictions aren't necessarily predictions. These are usually pretty damn educated predictions. They're usually rumors, they're usually reports that he just doesn't want to deal with the whole drama of putting out rumors or putting out reports or whatever. He wants to be able to like have his cake and eat it too, of like, hey, if it comes true, hey, Travis knows some stuff. If it ends up not being true or it ends up being wrong, it's like, oh, hey bro, it was just a prediction or whatever. Like, I don't know, this guy might be a freaking genie with a magic ball or something, because holy crap, his predictions are usually pretty damn accurate. He's got a pretty insane prediction rate or something like that. I don't know. But still, I would rather have him putting out any information than not putting out information. So, hey, you take the good with the bad. I'm happy. Thank you, Travis, for dropping this little tidbit on us. But here it is. We got the clip. I recorded this last night. I wasn't watching Hotline League, but I saw people talking about this on Twitter, so I wanted to hop over and grab the clip as soon as I could, because Hotline League is, the VODs are subgated. Like, you have to be subscribed to be able to see the VODs. They usually don't upload it on YouTube for a couple days, so I was like, oh crap, I got to get over there. I got to record this so I can show everybody what the heck is going on, because I know a lot of people aren't subbed. I'm not subbed, so hey, a lot of us won't have access to the VODs. But here is what Travis said last night. Here was his prediction about Team Liquid, which we've been hearing a lot about lately. Obviously, Steve just dropped that video a couple days ago about what their offseason is going to look like a little bit.
Given the Team Liquid statement,
I will put something out there right now, which is this is just a prediction, okay? It's not a report or anything like that. But I don't think that we will see Core and Bjerg on the same team next year, because I've heard that like some of the dysfunction on TL just came from like very different viewpoints. Not that they hated each other or anything like that, but they just view the game very differently. And so, as we, I guess, want to start talking about TL.
So I know that clip was really quiet, but you guys can see I have it turned all the way up on Twitter. I don't know, Travis was like not really even talking into his mic, and it was already like kind of quiet. But yeah, that is the clip. So in case you couldn't hear it super well, Travis says that he does not think that Corejj and Bjergsen will be playing on the same team next year. He says they didn't hate each other, nothing like that. They just didn't necessarily have the same viewpoint of the game. Seems like they just didn't work well together. Seems like they won't be on the same team next year. So that is huge. But then the next question is, well, what does that mean? Is Team Liquid getting rid of Corejj? Is Team Liquid getting rid of Bjergsen? And I tweeted out here, I said, you know, little Hotline League clip from last night. I just tweeted this out. I don't know. Hopefully it starts doing some numbers. We got 0 likes right now, but this was only 5 minutes ago, and it's like 7:30 a.m. He says, I said, I do believe it is much more likely to be Corejj leaving Team Liquid than Bjergsen. Couple reasons. Corejj is a free agent. Again, his contract is up. I mean, yeah, it's not up till like October, November, or whatever, but right now, he's about to be a free agent. He and Team Liquid have not signed an extension throughout the season for whatever reason, and he can leave if he wants to. It's not even necessarily Team Liquid's decision. Team Liquid might want to keep him, but he might want to leave. Now, if Corejj does leave, I think it is very, very likely that he stays in North America. I mean, the other options are like, I know some people have talked about retiring, but for me, it would be really, really weird if he went through the whole green card thing just to only have it for one split and then retire. So I hope he doesn't retire. I don't think he's going to retire, but retirement is an option, especially after, you know, coming up short the past couple years. I'm sure that's been frustrating, and I don't know. He hasn't been like necessarily playing his absolute best recently. Maybe he retires, maybe not. But if he doesn't, I do think he will stay in NA again. I don't think he go through the whole green card process to return home to Korea or anything like that. I don't even necessarily know how it works. I don't know if he's had to renounce his citizenship. I don't know anything about that, so I don't even know how easy or likely it would be for you know, him to go back to Korea at this point. But I do think he would stay in North America. Also, I said, hey, they kicked Jensen for Bjergsen. You know, they had Jensen on their team, longtime mid laner, longtime player. They just kicked him for Bjergsen. So they're going to kick Jensen for Bjergsen and then keep Bjergsen for 1 season and then kick him 2 and then end up with neither Jensen or Bjergsen. That seems a little bit unlikely to me. And then I also said right now, the support pool is just way, way, way deeper than the mid lane pool. I mean, if you think about the available supports and mid laners, like when I think about available mid laners, nobody even really jumps out, especially when you're talking about residents. Like, is there a really, really good resident mid laner? Like, yeah, Jojo Pune has come up recently, but Jojo Pune was seen as like a once in a generation prospect. What other great mid laners are there right now? I don't really know. I don't really think there's any mid laner that people are like, oh, this guy is going to come up and be a beast. There's some guys that people might think, oh, hey, he could be interesting or he might be good, but there's not a ton of like surefire prospects right now. But if you look at supports, we saw Chime come up with TSM. He looked pretty damn good off the bat, and he wasn't even seen as the best support in Academy. We have Busio at the 100 Thieves, who is seen as a very, very good support. And then Team Liquid has Ayla. And then you top that off with the fact that, Wooloo tweeted out last night that it looks like TL is going to be getting rid of Hansama. And you know that if they get rid of Corejj, or if Corejj decides to leave, whichever way it goes, that they would have both bot lane positions open, and they could potentially just bring up Yan and Ayla together. Their bot lane that's been playing together in Academy. And that seems a heck of a lot easier. Now, from the other side, what if it is Bjergsen leaving again? I don't know exactly what they're going to do in the mid lane. Could they go after some of these European mid laners? Yeah, sure. They could go after, a Humanoid or a VTO or one of these guys. And I think those would all be great options. But hey, they said they don't want to do these super teams anymore. It doesn't sound like they're going to be spending as much money. So are those options possible? Are they likely? I don't know. Again, if you're looking in North America, I don't know where you're going to go. I think that the options are going to get really, really rough. But also, Bjergsen came to Team Liquid because they had such an insane roster, because they had such a stacked roster, because, he wanted to play with the best team possible. He wanted to win. If there is a world where Team Liquid wants to bring up Yan and Ayla, is Bjergsen going to be down for that? Is that what Bjergsen wants? Does Bjergsen, at this point in his career, does he want to play on a team that has like an Academy bot lane that might be rebuilding a little bit, that might be a couple of years off being a really, really good team again? I don't know for sure. And then how does that affect them bringing in players? You're talking about like TL Spica or something like that. Does Spica want to play in that kind of situation? I don't know. It gets really, really hard. So, you have to balance keeping your players happy and holding on to everyone. So I don't know. There's definitely cases to be made for Bjergsen leaving TL or Core leaving TL or potentially both. If we look at some of the other teams, Core has some really, really strong options to go to. Cloud9 definitely stands out as the biggest one to me. I know after he won the championship, they asked Sven, like, hey, Sven, you just won the championship. Like, are you a support now? And he didn't say yes. He said, I want to see how the year goes. I want to see how Worlds go. So we'll see how Worlds goes. There is a very, very real possibility that Sven decides to be an AD carry again next year and leaves Cloud9, and they could have a support position open. And man, does a Berserker Corejj bot lane sound very, very fun. I know some other people have also said 100 Thieves as a potential option, just because, who he has been good, but like, hey, could Corejj be better? Could that be, an interesting little replacement for him there? I don't know. TSM, do they want to make some kind of run at Corejj if they're trying to, be a little bit better next year? Maybe making some big moves in the offseason. Other than that, I don't really see too many landing spots for Core, but that's at least 3, I think somewhat decent options. And then obviously Bjergsen, can pretty much go anywhere he wants. There's also always a potential return to TSM. I don't know. 100 Thieves becomes an option for Bjergsen as well, potentially. There's going to be a ton of interest in both of these players, but at least according to Travis, it does not seem like Bjergsen and Corejj will be playing together next season, which is very, very spicy. Seems like the news just keeps on coming for this Team Liquid roster. So we'll have to see what happens. But man, like I said, I'm very, very excited to be in off-season mode. There's going to be tons of awesome videos coming your guys' way here on this channel. So make sure you subscribe because you don't want to miss out on any of this. I'm going to be bringing it to you guys as soon as I can and keeping you guys up to date on all the latest. So definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about anything we talked about in this video today. Hopefully catch you in the next one. But until then, peace.